Tour Junkies.
What's going on, golf addicts? Welcome to the Bump and Run episode 14. 14? Yes. DB here, Pat Perry, producer Tony, all together, ready for another fun show where we don't talk about handicapping golf tournaments. Welcome, everyone. I am, first of all, I do want to say, check out this awesome shirt, Prison Scoot. You know, hitting the Tour Junkies shop. You can get one on tourjunkies.com. Just got mine delivered today. Very excited about it. Gave one to my 13-year-old too. He can't wait to wear it to the first day of school in August. That'll be a great way to start his freshman year. Pat, you are notably not in your normal setup. I can see the breeze blowing through your thinning hair and
blowing through the hair.
I got
angelic
dream catcher or something up there.
Yeah.
What do you got there? What is that?
I mean, it's just a mirror.
Oh, yeah.
But
rich white people love mirrors outside, just in case.
Yeah, on the porch.
Do I still look rich out here? Yeah, I do. Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I'm just looking for a little normalcy, but it's not here yet. But but I'm doing good, and I hope Tony is. Tony's in his normal spot with nothing in the background.
Yeah,
except paint.
The plans for the office are all up here. Eventually, they'll get put back there.
That's funny. Hey, do want to thank our friends at Swannies. I've got the Swannies lid on to go with the Scoot shirt because they also just had a new drop. I don't know if you guys have seen did you see the new Swannies drop that hit? It's nice, boys. It's nice. It's called Split Rock, and I don't really know what that means, but it's probably a place or something. But it's a nice new drop. Go check it out. Swannies.co. Link in the description. Code TJ25 gets you 25% off your entire order. It's a pretty sick collection. But of course, they've got all their other stuff too. New t-shirts, new hoodies, new polos, new hats, stuff for the men's, the women's, and the juniors if you need it. So get in there. Get in there. TJ25. Thanks to Swannies for hooking us up. We got a fun show today with, of course, another draft at the end. We're doing drafts on all these shows. So, I mean, I think that's kind of one of the most fun parts of the shows is these drafts. We got one coming up today. Tony, what do we have on deck? And why don't you get us started?
Yes, full docket. And we'll start off with the now ended saga of Scottie Scheffler and the PGA Championship. So we all know a couple weeks ago, arrested going into the second round, all kinds of charges thrown at him, makes it back to the course, shoots a 66. Just an unbelievable day. Golf Twitter was absolutely on fire that day as well. The other day rivaled it yesterday. So all the charges have been dropped against Scottie. And I think the star of you guys, we can tell me, maybe we'll debate this as well. This isn't necessarily on the sheet, but who's the star coming out of this? Is it Officer Gillis and his just incredibly tone deaf, dumb remarks? His statement was absolutely incredible with an all-time PS. I can't wait to use that in just future jokes, future one-liners. Or who I think was the star to come out of this, Scottie Scheffler's lawyer, Mr. Romaine. And just he had an all-time press conference yesterday. And I'm going to ask you guys this as well. I think he's just a great lawyer just from his Southern accent. He could sell ice to an Eskimo. I just absolutely love it. So the confidence that he has as a lawyer, just absolutely love it. It's like the medical doctor for the Cowboys. When a player gets injured, I don't know if you've seen him on Sunday night. He comes out and he's got the biggest cowboy hat. He's the team doctor, but just walks out onto the 50-yard line. Somebody's injured, and he just has a ginormous cowboy hat. I'm taking advice from him 100 times out of 100. Doesn't matter. I feel the same way with Scottie Scheffler's lawyer. I think it's just because of the Southern drawl, the accent. I just absolutely love it. So, Pat, I'll throw it out to you first. Overall thoughts on just this whole saga coming to an end now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad it's over. Well, sort of over, I guess, for the most part. I mean, there'll be some residual things that happen, but we all knew that, what the conclusion was going to be, that it was going to be considered a big misunderstanding and that charges would be dropped. It dragged out a little bit longer than we may have thought, but I guess, there was some due process. Due process had to be done, and so it is what it is. I agree. And now I will say I have not got to see the press conference yet that his attorney did. So I really need to go out and watch it. Now I've seen one that he did beforehand that was very early on, where he basically was like, "Yeah, look, we're not negotiating at all," and you could tell right away that this guy had a little moxie. He had that Southern attorney moxie. He knew he was in a moment for him, and that he was gonna shine in this moment. He had that kind of confidence. So I was, I have to see this press conference from yesterday, but I haven't seen it. Gillis,
hold on before we move on. The way when I watched the video, I just heard Pat, the attorney video. I just it's like his voice got a little high pitched. The angrier he got, and the more passionate he felt about things. The pitch went up a little bit. He had that Southern accent. He kind of, reporter asked a question, he kind of whipped around like, what you say, girl? One of those things. I just totally I just heard Pat. Like this is attorney Pat right here. But yeah,
let's throw it in here. I'll share my screen,
okay,
and we can react to it.
Yeah, I know. I got to see it.
Steve, I have to ask you though, the statements that Scottie made after the arrest don't seem to fully align
Eyeballs
with what
looks
you're
up and
saying
down.
right now. He admits that he got impatient and went too far.
No, here's what happened.
This is Pat.
He is being interrogated after the most stressful situation of his life, right? And the officer is actually asking him leading questions and trying to get him to agree with them, okay? And that's why you don't go to the police, because they are going to try to put words in your mouth.
But
and that's exactly what they did.
But that was after he read his Miranda rights. He didn't have to speak.
He didn't have to speak. But again, he asked to talk to the officer. He wanted to explain to him what happened. However, they are trying to get him to confess something that he didn't do. And the video evidence shows he didn't do it.
Dude, it's so good.
That really actually does make it look like me. I could definitely see me, like, if you said, "Hey, do an impersonation of this," I could probably do it pretty quickly. Not right now on the spot, but
Pat, can you do an impersonation of this?
God, that's good. Listen, Officer Gillis. I got to give DB credit because he gave him like this movie character comparison, and I think that's what, like, this is what we're gonna see from this is Gillis. Like, Gillis, if he's the star of the show, it's because he's like a movie character that can only be made up in Hollywood or somewhere else by comedians. I mean, that's what he kind of has, and the PS at the end about his $80 pants and them being the most famous pants in the world. I was like, I don't think those are the most famous pants in the world. I mean, I think that my Swannies joggers and my OOTD are more famous than those pants.
Well, they're not, but they should be. I mean,
yeah, they should be. So anyway, that's my thoughts there. I'll throw it over to DB.
Yeah,
that'll be the draft for next week. The most famous pants in the
world. Yeah, it's. I compared him to Deputy Farva in Super Troopers on Twitter, and that seemed to go places. I think people seem to agree. I put the soap in your cup, rookie. I want a damn liter of cola. Like
to you.
Who is this guy? Like, he is such a ding dong. And I'm sorry, but the statement was, I did. Is it real? Are we sure this is real? Are we sure it's a real
still wondering? But it seems like it is.
I mean, he's like passive aggressively still calling out Scottie Scheffler. And then he's like, to be clear, I was drugged by the car. No one has seen that. Like, to be clear, we've never seen a video or body cam footage or any evidence of you being drugged by Scottie's car. We saw the video of you bringing Scottie's car to a screeching halt and, elbowing him or, whatever to get it to stop. To be clear, like, we've not seen that. And then the PS at the end, I mean, and he literally ends it. And he's like, the reality is somebody lost their life. I take pride, blah, blah, blah. I wish Scottie and his family all the best. And the dissonance between that and the PS about the pants
Yeah.
is so tough. It's so tough. Like maybe either don't include that or like put that higher up in the story. But like I can't, or in the statement, I can't go, my mind going from, you know, a person lost his life that day and a family lost their loved one. At the end of the day, I take pride in my work, blah, blah, blah. Wish Scottie and his family all the best. Oh, P.S. The department has us buying freaking $80 pants. Like even him saying freaking continues to make this more of a of a cartoonish made up thing. Like, is this? He's like, the department has us buying these freaking $80 pants. To those concerned, no one's fucking concerned. We don't care about your pants. He's like, to those concerned, they were indeed ruined. In the event you doubted that the pants were ruined, they were indeed ruined. And then, but Scottie, it's all good. What planet are you on, my guy? But Scottie, it's all good. It was unbelievable. The whole statement was unbelievable. He's Deputy Farva for sure. He's a super trooper. And I think he is a super trooper because we also see all this other stuff that this guy's been guilty of doing over his deputy career, where he gave like 104 citations in like 19 minutes or something. The guy's a damn world record holder for being a hall monitor, which is somewhat of a caricature of some of the people in that movie. He's like Reno 911 / Super Troopers guy, Gillis. He's just the worst. But that statement is when you really start breaking it down, is a riot.
I did really not. I had to go to multiple sources to force my brain to believe that it was actually real. Because you also had that the PGA Tour parody site that put out the Scheffler statement where he said at the end, you know, if you like seeing charges dropped, wait till I drop some putts at the U.S. Open. it's just, that was pretty funny.
Dude, the PS is just it's one of the craziest things. It was just amazing.
Do you think this is all him, or like, do you think this is a Louisville PR, county police department PR person helped him with this, and then he maybe went
surely not.
Yes,
surely not. Like, this has got to be all.
He went rogue.
Farva.
Yeah, he went rogue on this one.
Although, the Louisville PD is proven to be quite incompetent. So if they have a PR person, I would imagine that person is also rather incompetent. And then Scottie's statement is just the purest thing ever. It's just as Scottie as it could be. It is textbook. It's so pure and perfect.
Yeah.
But I think Attorney Steve wants to sue the figurative pants off of Louisville Police Department and Professor Deputy Farva Gillis or whatever.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Ramonis is getting his screen time here. But moving on, fellows, we'll go to a story that kind of came out of nowhere earlier in the week. We've got Lexi Thompson, who is going to be retiring from professional golf at the end of the year. Kind of shades of Michelle Wee a couple years ago with her retirement. Is that one of the maids, Pat? Shades of Michelle Wee with one of her.
Look at. If anybody surely no, people barely.
I don't even want to tell y'all why my boy here was barking, because then it'll add on to the whole mantra of the mates.
People barely watch this show anyway. If for some reason
it's the yard man.
That's got everybody there.
That's got all the. That's got the whole staff working today.
Yeah.
If anybody's first time watching this show today is going to be like, what the fuck is this? These guys have 8,000 subscribers.
That's going to go beat the yard man afterward. Just completely wear him out.
Oh, all right. Lexi Thompson. Unbelievable.
Shades of Michelle Wee from a couple years ago. Retiring, similar trajectory in their story as well. Getting on tour young, winning pretty consistently, only one major, somewhat of a disappointment. And then retiring before 30 years old. So I wanted to throw this out. DB, we'll start with you. Just overall thoughts on her career. And then if you see that as maybe with all the talent that she's had, and I guess the name recognition that she's had, you see her career as maybe a little bit of a disappointment at all?
I mean, I don't know. I guess from a major standpoint, yes. The girl turned. She played in the U.S. Open at 12. 12.
Yeah.
12 years old. That's unreal. Like, that right there just blows my mind. And I know we've seen like some young kids, 16-year-old on the Corn Ferry Tour making the cut. Oh, that's crazy. But like 12 years old to play in a major is unbelievable. Turned pro at 15. She's been playing a while. Look, I mean, I think we're seeing this in certain ways in a lot of sports where athletes, I mean, and I'm not trying to be, it just is what it is, right? Like Lexi, it's not like Lexi's making like insane money on the LPGA tour. Like she's making good, she's making a good living, sure. But she might be able to do even better not playing golf. Like, and just being Lexi Thompson. She'll start a podcast, or she'll be she'll join somebody's YouTube group, and she'll Golf Digest will pay her something to do something, or she just might want to do something else other than compete in golf tournaments anymore. And I get it. Like, I don't know if she said that. I don't know what she's doing, but after 15 years of doing it and having the wins and doing the thing, like I think it's what I don't think it's crazy. I don't know.
I agree. I mean, if you think about 2000, or she was 12, is that what you said, when she played in her first tournament? And now she's 29. I mean, so 17 years really of playing, major competitive golf. I mean, you think about if she started at 20, that puts her at 37, or, I mean, like it's relative to how long she's been out there. And she even said, she wants more time for herself. And, golf is one of those things. It's kind of it's an individual sport where you're kind of on your own a lot. So it sounded to me like she's probably a little burned out from it and just wants time for herself. And I agree with David. I think that she, could do a lot of good things outside of just competitive golf. She's certainly looked up to by a lot of, not only female golfers, but, I played in the golf tournament, whatever it was in the fall. And did she make the cut, or almost made the cut in the men's tournament? Like a lot of impressive stuff, despite just not having the greatest major record. But I think, I also wouldn't be surprised if she came back. I think the door feels like it's a little open for that based on her age, but who knows? Maybe she is out for good. I mean, Lorena Ochoa, she was one of those that was like super good, super talented guy. I feel like a lot of the female golfers just get out early. They just, the great ones seem to do that, like a Michelle Wee, Ochoa. They just sort of, they're done when they're done. Some just start families. I don't know, but but I think
you're gonna get Harrison Butker for that.
Yeah,
no way. That can't be why.
That's what Lorena Ochoa said. That was why she was. I mean, I'm not like.
No, you're getting Harrison Butker for that.
No, I'm not. I'm not putting any words in. That's what she said. So I mean,
all right. Let me ask you this. This is fun. This is a fun exercise. What do you think? What do you think she made on the golf course in terms of official money last year?
750,000.
284,000. Guess how much she's made this year so far?
90,000.
128,000. Now
she hadn't had this year.
Now, outside of COVID, because COVID was weird for the ladies too, in 2019, 2021, and 2022, she broke $1 million on course in those 3 years. She almost broke $2 million in 2022. And then 2023 makes $284,000, and now is on track to make she's making $128,000. So like, she probably is like, I'm in this like point in my career where here's the other thing. How much do you think she's made in her career on course, career LPGA Tour earnings?
5-6 million.
14 million. So I mean, she's made some money, but like that's what I'm saying. Like for these, I mean, the ladies aren't getting a lot. I mean, the LPGA game I think is in a great spot with stars like Nelly Korda, Rose Zhang, what's the Lilia Vu? Like there's some good stars on the LPGA Tour for sure, and I think they're getting more and more attention. I don't know if that's translating into a lot more money, and these girls could probably go do something and make way more money and be maybe happier, travel less, like you said, maybe stay home, do family things, whatever. I get it. I kind of get it. Maybe she heard Harrison Butker's speech and was like, you know what, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough on Lexi. Amazing career.
Purses are going up. I know they've increased the purses at the majors the past few years. So yeah, it's definitely trending in the right direction. But yeah, I feel like her name recognition in and of itself can, potentially earn her more, whether it's in the broadcasting arena, somewhere.
Sure.
So. All right, fellas. Moving on to DB. In your words, maybe we make this a continuing segment, reoccurring segment of Ding Dong of the Week. We've got great videos. It was a good week for videos, viral clips, all kinds of stuff. As I'm bringing it up here, we'll play this. I'll speed it up a little bit so we can kind of react to it. But to set the stage, we had a guy who zoomed into his court appearance while he was driving a car. The only thing is, his court appearance was for a suspended license.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present in Zoom.
Mr. Harris, are you driving?
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office, actually. So just give me 1 second. I'm parking right now.
This
Classic
guy's
deflection.
What? He's like, am I in the Twilight Zone?
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this
reaction.
matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks if the court would allow.
So maybe I don't understand something.
That right there is I feel like all three of us can relate to that. That's the parent, and then we are the guy driving the car. I'm like, all right, I'm busted. I got nothing. I got nothing here right now.
Well, to me, I was trying to think about like, okay, I can't imagine being that stupid. First of all, I've done some stupid stuff. I can't imagine being that stupid. But I'm like, okay, what could he have said? What could he have said? Because you could see the background moving. Like, I mean, the boy was rolling. He was rolling. And
this is a new Zoom background that they have. Makes you look like you're driving, but you're really not.
That's one thing you could do. Or the only other thing I thought about was like, how sometimes when you're filming like selfie videos or whatever, or the Zoom, like it'll mirror. So you could be like, and you could hear there's a woman in the car. You could hear when he first comes on and the judge asks him if he's driving, the woman's trying to say something. You could be like, oh no, I'm not driving. The camera's it's just got it flipped around. I'm in the passenger seat. My wife's driving. And then you just got to come to a screeching halt and hope the judge doesn't ask you to like turn the camera and show your wife on the wheel.
Yeah.
Like maybe you could have done that, but this is quite literally one of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
That's a ding dong.
That is the ding dong move.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the definition of a ding dong.
Yeah. Also, I kind of like, can I just say like that judge I bet he's a G, because you don't really see a lot of older black men with the straight white mustache. Like there was it was all white. It was all gray.
Yeah.
It was like the reverse Cisco of the 90s. Remember when Cisco had the 90s hair that was like platinum blonde on top, but no facial hair? And if I were an older black gentleman, I would totally do that. I think that was a good look.
Yeah.
Have either of you tried to do a mustache?
Yeah, I had to do it when I lost a bet last year. My wife
Yeah.
literally almost like made me sleep outside. Yeah, she almost sent me to Pat's house for the week until he
Yeah,
grew back.
yeah.
It's a no go.
I don't think I'd be a good mustachioed man.
I don't know. I could see Pat with a mustache.
I kind of could too.
Yeah. I feel like you could pull it off.
Mine's
Yeah.
kinda, you can't really tell. Like mine's kind of up close. It's just kind of wiry and coarse. It doesn't like. It's not real. I don't think
Full.
it just doesn't. Yeah, it's just. It looks very. It looks. It looks like it might jump out and tickle your cousin or something inappropriately.
All right, wrapping up with the draft here. We had, again, just another great video, just a great week in golf videos here. We had Charley Hall on the LPGA Tour, just absolutely ripping meters on the driving range, signing autographs, just right in kids' faces on the smoke. Just an all-time great video. Yep, Pat.
Look, that's just it's a good sight to see.
I mean, and clearly, like just the swag she did it in, where it's like, yeah, I realize I'm signing autographs for children, and they, maybe their parents don't want them. Maybe they think this is a bad role model, but I'm not here to. I didn't sign up to be a role model, and also just effortless. Like, not just like, oh, let me sign this real quick and just keep it in my mouth, just to keep it in my mouth, but like like pulling and puffing.
Yeah. With no hands.
No hands in it, pulling and puffing it.
I know.
While she's signing is just, that's a gangster move.
Yeah.
And I did not see that coming from Charley Hull.
Can we see that one more time?
Dang, Pat. All right, so that video led me to the idea of just the at the end there, you saw, I believe that was, I don't want to give credit to the wrong person, but he said John Daly-esque, which led me to the thought of just great golf characters in the game. Now we can define that. You can take that however way you want it, whether it's on the course, whether it's golf apparel, style on the course, off the course, issues, anything like that. But just think the opposite of Scottie Scheffler as far as putting themselves out there. So, Pat, I've got you up first in the draft. I'll go second. DB will round it out with you. What do you guys want to do? You want to do 3 or 4 on a team?
I think we could get to 4.
We could get to 4. Let's make it snappy.
All right. I'm going to start with one that's probably not like if you want flamboyant or you want, whatever. But to me, one of the best characters was Arnold Palmer. I mean, the guy like had plenty of style. He ripped darts on the golf course, just like we just saw. He brought in so many people to the game because of his character and because of what he was. He was not only good, but people related to him. And that, to me, that's a character. So I'm going to go with a little bit. I'm going to go with Arnold Palmer.
Pat, I mean, that was an easy 1-1. Like, that was Wembanyama, Peyton Manning.
Are you serious?
The fact that you didn't go with John Daly as a golf character.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Well,
okay.
I think John Daly was too obvious, and I didn't want to go John Daly. I don't want John Daly on my team. I like John Daly a lot, but David can have it. You can have it.
Who's so is that your pick, Tony?
Yeah, I did not expect John Daly to fall to 1-2, but I'm going to go JD.
Yeah, I mean, Pat's really trying to attorney Steve his way into thinking that Arnold Palmer was the right selection here in this draft, of character draft. I understand what he's saying. Arnie was cool for sure.
Yeah.
but we're talking characters. And
he's a character.
if John Daly is 1-1, which I had him as 1-1, but I argued this guy could be considered 1-1. And let me just say this too. It's kind of a shame because there aren't a lot of characters in today's game anymore. These guys are all so freaking robotic, and they're so locked up with agents and deals and the tour, making them look whitewashed and just like total pure church acolyte boys, like Pat likes to say. Like, they're just all so pure and driven, they can't be themselves. It's really, when you think about today's modern guy, there's just a couple, and they're really, most of these guys are not allowed to be characters, and the ones that are, they kind of get suppressed to some extent. So you're looking back in previous generations to find the best ones. But one who is still somewhat relevant today and actually had another viral video today or this week is Boo Weekley. Boo Weekley to me was the 1-1, maybe 1B, 1A, 1B. Boo Weekley is an absolute gem of a person and character. I mean, the man took a U-Haul truck because that was all he could get to go to his next tournament this week from the USPGA. He's rolling up to the next event in a U-Haul. This is gonna be. I just have to do it because. No, I'm not. I'm not going to do it. All right, I'm going to take I'm going to take Lee Trevino. Lee Trevino was the character from Arnie's era. It was Lee Trevino. It still is Lee Trevino. He's hilarious. He's a character. Great man. Seemingly, I'm going Lee Trev.
Love it. Snipe that pick from me. Just absolute great pick there. I'm going to reach a little bit here and go with a character for not only apparel on the course, but he's got a move that I think we've all tried in the game at some point, and not necessarily a golf swing or a golf move, but a celebration. And that's Chichi Rodriguez. With the sword, putting it in with putting it back into the holster.
Okay.
So I'm going Chichi.
All right, this is all right. So you took a couple off the board that I was going to go with. DB first, taking Trevino.
You got two here.
I'm gonna go with just a great character in golf, and that's Dorf. I mean, you got to do something for the little people. Dorf on golf. I mean, look, you said we could go any direction, and he's a character.
No, that's a great pick.
He's a character.
What was his name? We've talked about him on the show before. Tim something. Was it Tim something?
Yeah. And now I gotta get a player in here on the team. I feel like
Tim Conway.
Tim
Conway. Yeah, he's the one there. Dang, this is kind of hard. Maybe I should have just said 3.
Can tell Pat didn't prepare here.
He had a few. Dorf on the diamond. Dorf goes fishing.
No, Dorf did a bunch of stuff, man.
Dorf
I wonder if would we be allowed to like screen share Dorf on golf and do like mystery science theater to that? Like, not now, but like another video, and just kind of comment on it.
I had this idea last time when we brought Dorf up, and then that brought up Leslie Nielsen's guide to like Bad Guide to Golf or whatever. Yeah. Those full videos are on YouTube already. So I think if we do something like that, that would be hilarious.
That could be fun.
Even if it's just us three bouncing around, telling jokes, watching that, I think that would be really funny.
All right. I mean, Bryson's kind of a character.
He is.
I think we could go. I'll go Bryson.
He's a modern day character.
Yeah. He's. I want a modern day character on my team. So,
I'm gonna shock you guys. I doubt he. Well, Pat doesn't have a list, but I doubt this guy's on Tony's list. But if you talk about a character, if you look at the full body of work over this guy's long career, from the outfits to the antics on the course, the temper tantrums, the wrist tattoo, the changing of his citizenship so that he could play for his home country of Slovakia. Rory Sabatini is a total character. I'm going Rory Saps.
I like it. I like it so much. I'm not even going to worry that you jumped the gun there and cut me in line with.
Wanted to reach on him.
That's right. You cut him.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm sorry. Well, he wasn't on your list anyway. We know that. I'm sorry.
No, absolutely not. So then I'm going to bring it back around in a character, which this is where I thought you were going with until the citizenship thing. Same thing. Temper tantrums, the funny clothes, back in the early 2000s, just an incredible snapshot of the time period with his hair, the highlights. I'm going Ian Poulter.
Yeah, that's a good one. Poulter was a character for sure. Ryder Cup antics. All right, so do you want to go now? Me one pick, then back to you, Tony.
Yeah.
God, there's a lot of good choices here. I think that I've got to go with. I think I got to go with Phil.
Mm-hmm.
He's a classic character. He's going to round out my team. He's a character today, and he has been for the last 20 years, on and off the course. I'm going Phil.
I like it. I'm going to go with the same character who's been on and off the golf course for the last 20 years, although it's shrouded in a lot of mystery, and that's Anthony Kim, someone who's just resurfaced recently on Live. We're getting a little bit of those details kind of trickling out and some of that, but I can't wait for the 30 for 30 on Anthony Kim and, 5-10 years, just a deep dive into that. He's a true character in the game. So AK.
All right,
I like that. I'll have to go with the guy that I think a character is sometimes just somebody who's great at they'll just be themselves out there. They don't care what they look like or whatever. Jesper Parnevik.
Jesper Parnevik.
That's a good one.
Jesper Parnevik.
We left a lot on the board there, but I mean it's tough to do. So Pat's team is Arnold Palmer, Dorf, fictional character, Tim Conway, Bryson DeChambeau, some would argue also fictional character at times. Jesper Parnevik. My team is Boo Weekley, Lee Trevino, Rory Sabatini, and Phil Mickelson. Tony's team is John Daly, Chichi Rodriguez, Ian Poulter, and Anthony Kim. Like, subscribe, and comment on who is the best team you see here. Who do we miss? I mean, it is a shame we went through this and Siwoo didn't get selected, or maybe Joel Damon. Those are some modern day characters we have, we know, but they got to put more time in. Some of these guys are legendary characters of, they've kept it going for a long time, especially Tim Conway. All right, thanks everybody. Good show, Bump and Run, episode 14 in the books. Thank you, producer Tony, for putting it together. Have a great week. We'll see you next week for the memorial. See ya.
Oh,
that was hot.
Still doesn't feel right, Tony.
Nothing. That's just nothing.
Really sticking.
Nothing.